So this is the final night for swing dance. With this one, thank you again for tuning into this, whether or not you were here live or you're watching these video videos. Again, thank you. Hopefully I will be teaching Jitterbug again in the future. I'll have more moves and be a little bit more polished with my teaching. Either way, from what we learned last time, we were doing offhand and everything. This time we learned 3 new moves. Basically, we went for another basic turn, and then we went from those to 2 separate dips, with both of those dips being in 2 different embraces. One being Matador and one being Lover's Embrace. So from there, then we'll do a basic redo of the basic step, just so you can get again. It's always good to be a basic step under. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rock step. Now for the basic turn, new one we learned is what I would call a top spin. So like we learned with the push turn, where you have to slowly pull in a little bit with this one before you put your hand up and push. This one, you're cocking more back and then spinning. So for leads, you're just fully like pulling your arm in here, again like you're cocking or running a top. Follows, you're going to be getting ready to then, when you let it go, you spin. Now for again what we're saying for like the push turn, something where you're not having the direct contact, don't just go flying off into space. But leads also, don't be letting her just hang there. You gotta be ready to take her hands and everything. And with this one again, depending on where you receive, you can get caught into normal, you can get offhand, whatever suits you fancy. Now for the first embrace and the first dip, we'll be doing a side dip. This side dip you can do in both, but we'll do the Matador first, because you can only be doing the side dip with Matador. Get the Matador, you would first get up, get into offhand somehow, then you would turn around to get into this position. Your right arm leads will be over her shoulder, and your left arm will be down here. For follows, you will be more like what we were saying before, we need the T-Rex arms. You'll just be kind of more splayed out, having them here resting in their palms. Now from here, to get into a side dip, lead, you will be putting your leg out and getting ready to go and bend kind of off to the side here, giving her kind of an angle curvature to lean up against. Follows, what you're going to do is, you are going to be putting both your feet together and trusting in your lead. For both these dips, again, I would recommend, do not do them if you're not comfortable with it. If you do not trust the person who's there, don't do it. There's nothing against both partners who are dancing. It's just that you do not want to get hurt or anything. These moves require a lot of trust to do, and even if you do them, when you do the dip, as we practice here, you can go down just a little bit, you can go down farther, but that is between you and your follow how far you should go or how confident you are. If both of you know each other very well and you trust each other, you could go all the way down to the floor as long as you can get back up. If you don't, you can just do just a little tiny one, that's okay. From these though, you can also get in and lead into spin to keep the motion going. So you don't have to give it to a complete stop that way. Now for the next position, Lover's Embrace. This one, you're going to start from basic stance. Lead, you're going to put your arm up and over and pull her in here. Her arms will be crisscrossed. Then from here to do side dip again, you just pretty much do the same thing. Now you're just in this position. Put your legs to the side, follow, put your feet together, just lean in. From here again, you can bring it out, just bring it up. But you don't have to. You can get back into this position again by just undoing the Lover's Embrace. Now, the other dip is more, I would consider the more traditional dip. You, as a lead, will put out your knee behind her, kind of in line with her back. And you just dip her down, coming up. Follows, take this how you wish. Do not be rigid. If you're super rigid, that makes it harder on the on the lead. You already gave your consent for the dip. Make it easy for them, because if you make it hard and rigid, it's going to get to the point where they could potentially screw it up, drop you just because you're not going down with them. You may force it, may not. Leads, you just gotta also read that signal. Maybe she doesn't want to do it at that point. But follows also don't turn into a complete noodle. Because if you get to the point where you go completely limp, you're not giving him any sort of like structure to hold against, you'll just also flop on the ground. So you need to get that nice balance with there. So again, just a quick overview. You're going to have your top turn, and from offhand, you get into matador. You do a side dip, then getting back to regular stance. You get into embrace, and then side dip, same motion. And for the conventional, put your knee behind, lower down. Now, and for the sake of the moves, that is all we're going to have from now. But one thing I want to just convey that I did say in the lesson today is just the basic etiquette with the stuff, especially when it comes to dips or other things. If you're at a dance, if you're at a wedding or other things, I've said this before, just be courteous and kind to the people who are there. It's meant to be fun going out. So when you're going up to someone, ask them politely, do you want to dance? If they tell you no, accept it, move on. Most likely there's going to be someone else who wants to dance that place. You do not have to, like, don't get your feelings hurt from there. It most likely nothing against you. They may just not want to dance with you. Maybe they're waiting for someone, and they're just tired. It's okay. They're most likely, again, it'll be someone else. And follows. You don't have to be so, or you don't have to, like, outright deny them. It's like, no, I don't want to dance with you. It's like, just a gentle no, all you need, and they should go on, find someone else. But with that, thank you again so much. Hopefully I get to teach again in the future, and I can make more of these lessons. So until then, have a good night.
Thank you, Casey.